Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Unbirthday. It's a Twisted Tale. It's part of the Disney Twisted Tale series. And pretty much the blurb is, what if Alice was very, very late? Uh, I really do love this novel. I actually did love it. It was really good. I'm a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. I used to watch that 90s live action TV show. I think I have a few episodes on VHS actually. I've seen Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Not a huge fan of those, to be honest. They're okay. I did watch Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, which I thought was really good. I'm really kind of sad it got canceled. Let's see. Obviously, it's in Disney's Alice in Wonderland. Pretty much, I've seen a lot of Alice in Wonderland renditions. So, needless to say, I am a fan of Alice in Wonderland. And, I know. Oh, there's a really good series. It's right here. The Looking Glass Wars. I have it right here on my. You can't see it, right? But it's there. Favorite Alice in Wonderland retelling. Read it now. Go look it up. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. But in any case, I'm a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland, and I like how this one, it follows the original Disney film, which I thought was really cool. It does take place right after, not right after. It's been some time. There've been, I want to say, a few years since her time in Wonderland, and I thought it was really cool how the story kind of worked and flowed into the storytelling. I thought it was really creative. I thought it was really interesting to read because Alice keeps trying to get back into Wonderland, and not only that, I forgot the maker of that game, but everyone always thinks she's Marianne, right? And she takes pictures, and she's seeing their Wonderland counterpart once they're processed. And I thought it was really great, especially when she sees her own reflection. Remember, everyone's always calling her Marianne, Marianne. She is like the servant to the White Rabbit, right? Now everyone always thinks she's Marianne. She takes a picture of herself and she sees Marianne. Do you remember that really dark Alice in Wonderland game? Can't remember the creator. And I looked it up too when I was typing up my review for this a while back. Where Alice is a brunette, the Wonderland she's going to is really twisted and dark, and it just came out with a sequel. The scene with Marianne is so reminiscent of that. I was just like, oh my god, that is gruesome. Yeah, it's good. It still has a lot of lightness to it. It still has a lot of humor to it. But times are changing. It's a race against the clock of time. Everyone wants to just stop it or reset it. Basically, the Queen of Hearts is being the Queen of Hearts. She's taking the toys from everyone else because she wants to be the winner of the game. The game of life in Wonderland, I guess, is who has the most toys, right? So she's pretty much being a tyrant, as usual, wreaking havoc, as usual. There's no king anymore. No Marianne. The White Rabbit is not really a great guy either. So you've pretty much seen how these characters have evolved since the first novel, and it's really dark. Again, it is a twisted tale, and it's a really good twisted tale. But what's also really cool is there are more elements to it. You do get to see more elements. Now, we do get to meet the Queen of Clubs. Alice has to find her way through Wonderland again, and it's a really good adventure because Alice is not the same as she was when she first went to Wonderland. The world is different. She sees things differently. She thinks differently. She still has a lot of her humor to her lightness, her thoughtfulness, but she's not as open to the interpretation of Wonderland as she once was. I think we lose some of that imagination as we grow older. Not in a bad way. I think it's just when we start to take things too seriously as we grow older, and that's just because of life. But I think it's good to point out that we probably shouldn't. That we should find some lightness and joy. We should think about looking at the world differently than people want us to, because we keep our minds open. We open our minds to imagination and to wonders, to invention, and I think that that's really great. And I think that that's something that the author was trying to point out. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Literature is art, and it's all about interpretation, how you interpret it. It is first and foremost a Disney tale. It does take place after a few years after the first Disney movie, the animated movie. And it's so good. It doesn't lose the heart and color and ridiculousness of Wonderland. And I think that that's really great. I love how it does that. I love how it doesn't lose that color and lightness to it. But it also does have this somber tone. It does have this twisted reality to it, which I thought was really cool. I think it was a really great way for the author to include that video game, even if they were intending to. Just that one image of Marianne with the blindfold and like a maniacal laughter and like blood drip. It's an intense scene. It is intense. And this is not the same Wonderland. It has, again, Queen of Hearts has been a tyrant. But as much as she is in Wonderland, she's also in England as well. She's home. She's trying to contend with her own home life. Her parents love her. Her sister loves her. Her sister is a bit uptight. Her sister is that proper woman in society. Alice, as you would imagine, is not. But what they do have to do is they are dealing with racism. They are dealing with xenophobia. Pretty much, there are so many parallels to what is happening today under Trump's regime. Yeah. So, it's great though. How, yeah, there's lots of mocking going around. You might guess I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. But I thought it was great. I was reading that. My husband's sleeping right next to me, and I just started laughing. I was just like, oh my God, this is great literature right here. It's funny because it highlights a lot of the ridiculousness of being a pompous prat. Ooh, that was a good alliteration. And about how equality isn't just for one group of people. You can't be equal. You can't be spreading that word of equality if you are forcing people to go back to their country. If you are spreading racism, if you're spreading xenophobia, that's not what equality is about. It means you're being equal around everyone. It does address the novel, it does address, the gender gap, how women are looked after, are looked at, oh, you're not married, so obviously you must be a spinster who hates children, right? It does mock a lot of what is proper, and it does address it in a really humorous way, especially at the ending. Oh my God, you gotta read this book. If nothing for the ending, it was just like, I loved it. I was laughing. I was just laughing. I was like, oh my God. I was laughing because everything that was happening right there is what's happening in the world out here. And it was really great to see it kind of highlighted and mocked and without losing the importance of being like, see, this is why you shouldn't be acting like this, because it's just ridiculous. Overall, though, I really do think it's a good story. It is a really good Disney story. It does have some really good messages in there. It does portray a really good story without losing what made that Disney animated a classic. It has a lot of heart to it, good characterization, vibrancy throughout. It's paced very well. It is a good story. So I have to go ahead and give it 4.5 stars. I'm not quite sure what's preventing me from giving it those 5 stars because I did love it. I did think it was a really good story. Maybe I feel like it took too long to develop. I think that might be the reason why I can't quite give it 5 stars, but it was ultimately a really good story. I loved it. I got this book as an ARC from the publisher, and let me tell you, I'm going to be buying it, putting it on my shelf, right next to my other Twisted Tales that I haven't read. That's another thing with the Twisted Tale series. You don't have to read every single book. They're all standalones, but they are all part of the same kind of Twisted Tale universe. But they're all standalones. So you don't need to read them in any particular order. You don't need to read the previous one that came out in order to read this one. It's a Twisted Tale. It's taking those Disney movies and be like, well, what if this happened instead? Like, what if Jafar got the lamp? What if Meg became a god? What if Ariel never got her voice? There's a lot of like, what if this critical thing that happened in the original just didn't happen? So I like that. I think it's really interesting. I'm really excited to read the rest of the novels in the series. They're all on my to-buy list. I have the first 4, but the hardcovers are pretty expensive, so I want them for my shelf. But maybe I'll just cave and buy them in hardcover. Because Disney, y'all taking too long to print these books in paperback. But, I think they're a really good series, and I think this one was exceptionally well as well. So once again, this was Unbirthday, part of the Twisted Tale series. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4.5 stars. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, please purchase off of bookshop.org because a percentage of all sales do go to supporting local booksellers. Or buy off Barnes & Noble. Buy off IndieBound. Just please support bookstores and booksellers. Not Amazon. They get enough business. Trust me. I buy everything else off of Amazon. I'm horrible, I know. But I'm all about supporting bookstores. Now, if money's tight, just check out the book from your local library. They are there for you to rent out ebooks, audiobooks, or physical copies. And they are a great resource for the community and definitely deserve all the support. And I hope you all will continue to support me by liking this channel, liking this video, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And as always, happy reading.